What's cooking? Welcome to another exhilarating episode of What's Cooking right here on your station of choice, Citi TV. My name is Apiorkor. Look, today it gets interesting because we're making something that is very dear to my heart. I love to eat it, but it's also a very important part of my heritage. Gakomi. I mean, do you understand what Gakomi is? Kenkey. If you don't, you understand. And the lady, the woman who is coming to help me do this, she's one of the most talented songstresses that I've ever met in my whole entire life. And I'll make her sing, whether she likes it or not, when she comes, so that you can attest to this fact. Extremely talented. And clearly, she can hold it down in the kitchen too, because look, if you know how to prepare gankomi from scratch in your home in 2023 Ghana, then we'll go. Right? So, look, we have all the ingredients here. There's red snapper or the red fish, which we use for our kina. So we'll fry it with flour. We've got our modern urban take on what would have been fried shrimps. That's what we usually use. But we're frying prawns today, jumbo prawns. We've got, very important, our corn husk, maize husk. Like, look, this thing, it can build a house. It's gold. You have no idea. If you understood, when you see this on the road, you pack it and you put, no, okay, I don't want the Bank of Ghana to come and hand me down anything. We can use it in place of currency. You have no idea. But we will come back and I'll introduce my guests and we'll talk about the rest of the ingredients I will be using today. However, let me introduce you to my sponsors if you don't know them already. We've got Tasty Tom, Wufa Kakra, Na Ye Bebre, Indomie, it tastes great. Taste of Spice, an amazing Ghanaian spice brand. And I keep saying, if you haven't tried it, find it, use it, you will love it. And last but definitely not the least, BVS Butchery. Not only do they have all the different proteins that you can imagine, be it conventional or unconventional, they've also got vegetables, and these tomatoes did come from them today, thank you BVS, as well as fruit. So if that's your kind of thing, you want apples, you want grapes, you want oranges, you want tangerines, reach out to BVS, they will sort you out. Now let's go for a break, and when we come back, we'll buy honey, then honey. No, listen, no, about honey, denche. So let's go for a break, and when we come back, we get cooking. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking, of course, on Citi TV. And my name is Apiorkor. If you are just joining us, I was telling everyone earlier, because you're late, but I'll tell you anyway, that we are making Gakomi today. Kenkey, Kenkey. It's a delicacy amongst the Ghan people. The other kinds of Kenkey, we've got Fanti Kenkey. We've got what's, my mother's family members, and my family members on my mother's side would call kafa, which is a very white, smooth kenkey. I mean, look, there are different variations. We're making kenkey. We're doing it with kina. So that's fried red snapper. We coat it with flour. Lots of different things. We've got fried shrimps. We're not doing shrimps today. We're doing prawns, jumbo prawns. The corn meal or the fermented corn dough is here. You get the drift. But let me introduce my guest who will be cooking with us. The very beautiful, the extremely talented, the songstress, the minstrel. We call her Quayba. Hello, Quayba. Come.
Oblayoko, nejesimpe, ekwamocho fefa, esumonu wobe, echemiake. Mini sane inkelake miye oyae imboke miya won ya meridian yetema inkeboyae inkeboyano inkeboyajo.
Hi, good
So
to see
good to
you.
see you,
Look at
Abby.
you, like, you know,
Thank you.
all this for coming.
Hi,
Or is
what?
it me?
Today,
Like,
yeah. We are
it's so
coming
good
to really,
have
you know,
like,
spice things
no,
up.
but did you guys hear the voice though? Did you hear? This is just her singing, normally walking around the place. It's not even her on stage. Wow. Let me just start by asking,
Yes.
where did you learn how to make komi?
Well,
Because a lot of guys even don't know how to make it.
well, granted, but I grew up in my family house, my original family house. My aunties made Kenkey.
Komi factory.
Komi factory, yada braka, you know. So I had the opportunity of having that culture being passed on to me from my parents. So both my dad and my mom taught us how to make Kenkey, you know.
But so where do we begin? I mean, we have, and it's a very simple meal. Look,
Very simple.
You know, very bougie.
Very bougie.
Bougie,
you know, but very simple.
Yeah.
So I like to call this, you know, like a Kenkey buffet. On a regular day, we'll just eat the Kenkey with maybe some kena fish, you know. But today we are spreading it wide. Actually, one feel a buffet style.
Song can it be?
Song can it be? Ke wawlo, ke, you know. Hey, well, when we are coming to do it the bougie way.
We like it.
So you've already introduced the ingredients.
But we can go through again.
But let's go through
our
again.
Favorite, we don't really see papushito on the market.
Yes.
At least not
Yes.
easily. Papushito, and I've said this here before, for those who, the uninitiated in English, those are the petit bells. So they actually look like mini green peppers, the ones you use for salad or you cut and put on your jollof. But these are Scotch bonnets, and I mean, they've become our staple for pepper in Ghana. Our ginger is here, kakachofa is here, our onions, our sabulai, our, of course, snapper fish.
Yes.
You know, then our eggs, you mentioned that. Our corn dough. So we have everything, very simple.
Very simple, very simple setup. Okay. So before we start with anything, I would want us to prep our fish because I like to spice it a bit.
Very important.
Yeah. So
apron. Yep. Can I go over your hair? Oh, your crown. It's not hair. This is a whole crown.
Fit for a queen.
Okay, it is. Well, you are a queen. You are a queen. Okay. So where do we begin with the fish?
Okay, so we're going to prep our fish.
Okay.
So
do we need a bowl?
Yep.
Let's gotta.
So we get the
wash our hands and then.
Yes, definitely. After you, I'll wash my hand after you. Okay, so we are going to put our fish.
Okay, in the bowl.
In the bowl. Just place them.
It's already cleaned, cut.
Clean cut.
I mean, it's not difficult to clean the snapper. You usually remove the scales.
Yeah.
Cut open around the mouth area. Remove all the dirties over there.
A little trick I learned from the market women, you know, when they are scaling of the fish, is they use maybe like a brush with hard bristles. So it makes it very easy. So you just like.
But that's so smart, actually.
Yes, so it makes it really fast and easy.
So forget the knife, Mata.
Forget the knife. This is like simple innovation, you know.
So you can even take like a hairbrush.
Yes,
that's just
like
especially for this, for the
special
kitchen.
hairbrush. Just a simple one, and let's just scrape it off. It does the job very clean and neat.
Well, you heard it here first.
So we have our fish.
Okay, so let me just take this to the sink.
Yes. So we are going to add some of our spices from Apiorkor, I believe. Yes. We have rosemary leaves.
So, a teaspoon of everything.
Just a dab, you know. Like, go through the corner so that everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rosemary.
Piece of fish gets a bit of it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
And then we can add. Is that?
This is black
pepper. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a bit of that. A bit of that.
You know, I didn't realize how much Ghanaians love black pepper until recently.
Really?
I thought it was, you know, maybe just my house kind of thing. But Ghana people really love black pepper.
We love our pepper. So we are going to do an initial. We're going to grind onion, garlic, and then a little bit of the bell pepper.
Okay, so we do it in
the can.
In that can?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll move the fish back. So we have some space.
Yeah. So we are going to, we've already washed our pepper, so we're just gonna put a few, about maybe 3 or 4 pieces of that. And then we're gonna peel off our ginger. Okay. About 1 should be okay, please. Just one. So yes, just 1 of that. And then our onion. That. So it's just a little bit of everything, you know, ginger, onion, garlic, and then a bit of the pepper.
Very simple.
To kind of give it some spunk, you know.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I'll start grinding the pepper.
Okay.
So
let's test your can grinding skills.
oh, I'm fantastic here. Sometimes when I grind pepper, people ask me, "Hey, did you use a blender?" I'm like, "Swear."
I'll hire you to come and live in my house.
We go the traditional way. So a trick about grinding ginger is that because it's hard, you don't go ahead and grind it. You tap it a bit at the top. You see that?
Sort of mash it up.
Mash it up a bit, and then it becomes soft to grind. Yeah.
So don't go and think you are macho and start trying to. No, take your time.
Take your time.
Romance the ginger.
Yes.
And then you can grind it nicely. A lot of people can say, so you're cooking on TV and I could smell, I wish I could smell everything. I'm drooling, all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so cut them tiny. Is that easier for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So the onions are going in. And these are red onions.
Yes. So for the onions, we have different types of onions. People might not really pay attention to it. But we have white onions.
Yes.
We have brown onions. Yeah. And then we have the red onions. There are other types as well, but in our local setting, these are the very common ones that we have. Exactly. So depending on what you're making, each onion, there's an onion fit for every type of meal.
Absolutely.
And when you're making things like these, like mixing spices, or you're trying to spice fish, meat, the red ones are perfect because they are very pungent, very flavorful, and they really bring out the natural flavors in the fish. So hence our decision to go with this one.
Look, this chick should be running a restaurant. Almost there.
We're almost there. So the moment we get it a bit,
so let me get a spoon.
And then we
can scoop it out.
Whisk it out.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah. A little bit more. Okay. We're good to go.
Okay. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Let's creep.
Very important.
Hey, we can't waste any of this at all. Yeah.
This is a healing sound.
Another thing you can do with fish when you want the spices to enter is to kind of slice it a bit, do like these cuts.
Slits,
yeah, I call them tribal marks. Like give them
give
a few.
Give the fish some tribal marks.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
The spice is about both of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Awesome.
Good.
Yes.
Alrighty. Smells so good.
This fish is gonna be so good. Okay. So we are going to.
There are these little holes here where the fish has been cut. So I just want to put some of the spice in there.
The space, that small hole, yes.
So
just like push it inside there. Yeah.
And the head as well.
Yes. So while you're doing that, I would want to start washing my corn husks, and then what we are going to do is like, you know, when it comes like these, there are different types. There are some that are already split, some are cut as well. But if you get these types, you just, you know,
break it off.
Break it off. Sort
of like you're peeling a corn on a cob,
exactly,
right?
Exactly, without the corn. Yeah. So
okay, so let's just do that over there. We can demonstrate it.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, you can help me.
Okay. So this goes right into the water.
Yes. So we peel them off like that. Break them. They are very tender, so we should try as much to treat them with care. You know.
Our gold.
Yes. But the beauty about these is that no matter how much they break off, they are still useful. You could still mold them, you know, when you are making the kenkey.
So while we work on this, you know, let's just go for a quick break. All right, we'll do that. When we come back, you'll get to see us, you know, really digging into Komi Central. You know, so we've got the fish in the fridge to marinate a bit. I'm sure by the time we come back, the flavors would have come together, and then we continue. So let's go for a break, and when we come back, we continue with our Komi making prowess.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD Plus boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. It's So What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apiorkor, and we've been cooking, and we're just making preparations towards the grand reveal of our homemade gakomi. And Quayba is a lady who's taking us through. She's an amazing songstress. She also studied international relations. I didn't mention that earlier. So she has a very interesting take when it comes to bilateral relations and whatnot, you know. And she doesn't just sing. She's a songwriter. And maybe we'll talk about your process and how you do some of the things you do. She makes clothes too, with batik, tie and dye. I told you she's my sister, so I know everything about her. She's been looking at me like, hey, do you have to say everything? I have to say everything. I have to say everything. All right, so what are we doing? And we're eating agbelikaklo, you know, while we're on it. Sorry, shout outs to Auntie Nadede Liberia. Yeah, Yomo Denche, Yomo Bega. You know, she learned how to make agbelikaklo by watching us. You know,
really?
Yeah, she lived in Liberia for several years. Auntie Nadede Banam, nice to, you know, it was nice to meet you the last time, and shout outs to you from us here on What's Cooking.
Okay, so we're going to quickly move to the centerpiece of our dish, which is the gakomi. So this is the fermented corn. So this is the corn that has gone through basically some kind of fermentation. So it's not your regular corn flour.
Right.
Yes. So what we are going to do is that we are going to break this into portions. A portion is going to go on the fire, which we are going to use to make what we call the aflata, or the semi-cooked banku. And the other portion will be used to mix, you know, do the final mix that would, you know, come out as a mold and then make our kenkey. So at home, we use our eye to measure. But for the benefit of our audience, we are going to try and use some kind of measurement so that you get it. So we are going to measure it into basically 3 portions. Now, for the kind of consistency that we Ghana people call the trine, soft, mushy, you know, succulent feel, we are going to make less of the aflata and then the other portion for the mixture is going to be more. So we're going to do like a 2-to-1 kind of thing.
Okay.
So for our first portion, we're going to measure, let's say, a bowl. This
Okay.
bowl.
This
Yes,
bowl.
yes. So we're going to get that in there. Just
So
about a
basically,
full-
when you're making kenkey,
Yes.
you don't want the kenkey that when you're eating it, it's
It's-
crumbling
it's
like
big-
biscuits.
Yes.
No.
No. We like it to be very, like you see how my
soft.
hands is
Otin.
moving.
That's why I call it otin.
Oh,
Otin. That's the original name of otin.
Exactly.
You're literally digging in and
Yes.
pulling, digging in and tearing. No, when you're breaking, then it starts crumbling
Yes.
like biscuits.
Yes,
No, we
yes,
don't want that.
yes. And when we are done, we are going to actually teach people how to eat kenkey, because it looks like those who are not really, sometimes the way they eat it without compassion for the food. So we are going to teach you how to eat gam the proper
Without
way.
passion and compassion.
Exactly.
You must eat gam
Yes.
with passion and compassion.
Exactly. So one portion is going to go here.
So this bowl.
Yes. And then another portion is going to go here. So this will be for our final mixture.
Okay.
Right? About the same thing. And then,
So our viewers, do you now understand why you don't just get up and make
Sorry.
kenkey in the morning? And why it's some people's business to do it every day? They actually start this, a commercial
Yeah,
kenkey maker. I mean,
yeah.
Quayba would know because she
Yeah.
grew up in a
think that's
kenkey factory, Komi factory. They start doing this as early as 2 a.m.,
yes.
so that by the time you are ready to buy your kenkey on your way to work, it's set.
Yes.
And all the, the kenkey houses, people come, they are like agri, so people come and buy from them. So it's like a wholesale business.
So we're going to do our last portion.
Okay.
We're going to put it in the saucepan.
Okay, so we'll put it directly in the
Yes.
saucepan.
And then we're going to mix it with water. So I'll just bring the water
Okay.
over here. Okay. So,
And if you're a Ghanaian, modern day Ghanaian, and you make banku at home, when you see a pan like this, you know what it means. We are about to carve banku or
Yes.
she banku.
yes. Yes. So, for our last portion,
Just trying to
we're
get some of
gonna-
the lumps
yes.
out.
Yes, yes. It's very necessary to break the lumps as well. When we are done with the mixture, or whilst it's on fire, we're going to even break the lumps in the ones that, the other separate portion that we put there. So that you get that, smooth consistency, because
Yeah.
you don't want to struggle also when you are making the mixture,
Exactly.
with lumps.
And this is
So-
what the,
Yeah. So I think that
grinded
should be
corn
fine.
looks like after it's gone through the,
Yes.
the
I think it's fine. Yeah.
komi chone.
So we're going to
Ability
put that
on
here.
it.
Yeah. Just pour it. Okay. The texture is coming out really
It is.
nicely.
Look at that.
Yeah. The dough looks very joyful.
It does. It's smiling at us.
Please add more water. More water. Yes.
Okay.
I think you'd have to add a little bit
A
more.
little more.
Yes, because we want our kenkey to be soft, Okay, so we're going to put this on fire.
Let me set it.
So if you could kindly set that
And it
up
needs to
for
be on
me.
the front burner.
Yes.
Because
Because we're going to,
Me too.
drive it or stir it with a stick. What do you call it in English? Because
you're actually kneading.
so you're kneading,
Yes, you're actually
like you're
kneading.
kneading
Yes,
the
like
dough.
kneading the dough. But you're using the,
Okay, okay,
the spoon or the
okay.
spatula to do
Okay.
that.
Usually we don't think of our food making process in like
In Western terms.
exactly.
I
So,
mean, we don't have to. But these days, because of globalization,
Yeah.
we like to know some of these things so that those who are living abroad and want to learn more about our culture, or even Ghanaians who are living abroad who need to survive because they don't have access to these things, you
Okay.
can learn.
So our dough is on fire. We'll have to stir.
So we don't want it to become
Yes, I'll
lumpy.
wash my hand. So the idea is that whilst it's on fire, you keep stirring so that you can maintain the smoothness of the final, texture. So what we are doing now is like we're making banku without the cassava
cassava
dough, right? And the other thing is that we don't want it to be fully cooked, so it's just semi-cooked. So whilst Api is stirring the mixture, our flatter in the making, I'm going to try and break the lumps in the corn dough that we set aside. earlier when we were, you know, making the split.
But what has the journey been like for you, especially because you do a very special kind
Type
of
of music.
music, and it's not easy, especially in these days when everybody thinks you need to be doing Afro beats and nothing else to thrive. What's the journey been like?
Well, it has been quite an interesting one, because usually when you're younger and you aspire to enter the music space, you have people that you look up to, and they sell this idea that, oh, if you have dreams and you pursue them, you're going to be a star, you know. You are so hopeful and so expectant in the beginning until you get into it, and then it hits you that it's not as easy as it looks. It's not glitz and glamour. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of persistence. It's a lot of rejection, a lot of betrayals, you know. And it has been quite a journey. But what has kept me going is my belief in my gift. And I always say my purpose. I believe this is my purpose. And so in pursuing it, I feel that I am pursuing my purpose. So I always trust in my purpose. And that's what has kept me.
That's just beautiful.
So, yeah, our flutter is looking very nice. Perhaps you can show it
put this
to
here.
our audience so that they can appreciate
So this is
how
what
it
we
looks
need it
like.
to look like. Look at that.
So,
Very
looking
smooth.
very smooth and nice.
Nice,
You're really
smooth.
good at it. So I'm gonna start.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, scoop it.
Just so that it doesn't.
Wait. All right.
Okay.
Scoop it. Scoop it. Yes. Nicely. So whilst you're doing that,
No, we're dipping it in the water so that it doesn't stick.
yes, yes. So whilst you're doing that, I'm gonna get our husks from the bowl.
Very necessary.
Remember, we soaked it so that
We did. I keep telling people that there's a real science to our food and the way we make it, and people don't really understand that. They think, oh, the Africans just get up and cook. That's not how it is. There's a science to what we do, you know, across all ethnic groups.
yes, it's you know, everything about the African is spiritual and has a lot of intent. We don't just do anything for
Very true.
any reason. So even in our food making, there's a lot of depth that goes into it, you know, and a lot of heart and soul.
Oh, definitely.
Because
We literally cook with our hearts and our
yes, because
souls.
you know, one thing that cooking does is it brings people together, and in that community of, you know, mothers, sisters, they're having conversations, you know, whilst they're making it, they're sharing jokes, you know, issues that they are going through, challenges. So imagine that the food is being made in a place of community, of family. So a lot of heart is being poured into that process.
Absolutely.
Yes. So whatever comes out of
Physically
that,
and spiritually.
physically, spiritually. So whatever comes out of that is phenomenal. So we are going to mold the kenkey in these husks, right? We're going to show how our Ghana people, I'm a ball come here.
Hey, that's the term.
Yeah. So because the aflata is hot, I think it would be best we use the wooden. We didn't put all the flutter in.
You want all of it in there?
So yeah, so we have to scoop all of it. I've washed my hands, so I think I did. Yeah. So we are going to, as she's pouring it in, we are going to stir the mixture. You know, mix it very nicely. Dough we had inside is serving as a buffer.
Yep.
So don't be scared to put your hand inside.
For those
it's
of
not
you who
gonna burn you.
understand science,
Yes.
some heat convection has taken
Yes,
place.
yes.
And so one heats up a little, the other cools down a little.
So we're gonna mix this really nicely. I can smell the future of this kenkey already.
Achon na shon.
Charlie, kenkey prophet.
can see beyond the
Yes.
present
So-
into the future. Fine.
Mixing it really nicely.
Can you just pick off that bit of that
Yes,
flour?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
The kneading of the dough is a very
That's the
essential
important
process.
part.
Yes. It feels like you're kneading any
Bread,
kind of, yeah.
you
like-
know,
like
bread or
yes. So,
donuts or biscuits or something.
yes. It's just that the outcome of this
Totally different
is totally
experience.
different. You can't use it for tea.
Just look at it. No. This is not
Yeah.
tea bread kind
This
of
one, they-
kneading. No.
you
I'm
know,
just checking on our
just-
fish.
Yeah. Yes. Because we're gonna fry it very soon. You know the amazing thing about
The
food?
coolness will also help the flour to stick to it.
Okay. Yeah. So quickly, we are going to mold our kenkey into the husk. So I think
Yeah.
you can help me. So you take one. So what we are going to do is that we are going to make balls, you know. You see, when you're eating the kenkey, some of you take like big lumps and then you roll it. Yes.
That kind of
Yes. So you apply that same kind of
thing. Verve.
exactly
And
oomph,
cojones.
yes. You know, it's like you are playing titi ball. You know? So you just like, you know,
Bounce it
bounce it
along.
up and down a bit, and then you get like a ball. Yes. So we place it in. Is this 4 CD or 5 CD?
Oh, this one there, it has to be
this-
50 pesos. So I mean,
Are you sure?
in LA.
Ah. 4 CD, eh?
I mean.
Why you go by the road 4 CD?
Oh, sister.
Eh? We'll be kind. We'll make it 5 CD.
We have to make it 5
yeah.
CDs.
So let's just like add something small, and then you can mold it inside very nicely. So the idea is that we're going to cover it, wrap it, you know, very beautifully, like a baby, inside the safety of the husk. So we're going to, you know, basically trying to coat the outside so that the kenkey can cook inside the husk. Yes, it will. Hey, wanna be near bole. So you place it. Let it overlap a bit. Good. Yes. Nicely. Yes. Looks like this is a bit bigger. So I think I should help you with it.
Get one of
If
the
you-
small
yeah.
ones. You know, one
Let's
of the
put it at
nice
the
things is
center,
when you're
so
peeling
that
the
I can-
kenkey
Yeah, sorry.
and you have like a small strip and then you have the big one. Okay,
Okay.
so come on. I think we got
Okay,
it.
so let's do the first one. So when you are done, we are going to hold it. Yes. So we are going to put it together like that, and then we're going to twist it, right? So as you're holding it, we twist it. Twist it, twist it. So after you twist it, and then you're going to find a side piece to stash it inside, right? Now, after you do this, you realize that a little space might come there. So what we do is that you secure it with a little bit of the mixture, you know, so that when it's cooking, it does not untie or become loose, right? So we secure it a
have
bit
the
there,
bottom.
and then at the bottom as well. The bottom very nicely.
Is this not beautiful?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's ready to be boiled.
I'll-
Oh, enough.
After.
Let's
And
put
if
some
you-
here, and if you just here. Oh, no.
Yeah. I think for
So
starters.
so basically, that's it. Basically. Okay, so let's go on a break. Like I said, we have some kenkey that's already cooked. Next, what happens is we boil this. So you know, have a pot of water, right?
Exactly.
Put it in, arrange them. And when we come back, you'll see a bit of a B-roll just to see what that process looks like. Let's go for a break. This is Still What's Cooking. When we come back, we sit at the table and then we see the coming. We'll be right back.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD Plus boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
It's still What's Cooking, and it's still Citi TV. My name is Apiorkor, and I've been cooking up a real storm in this kitchen today with the lady Quayba, songstress, songwriter, dress designer. I mean, look, you name it. What doesn't she do? And apparently she makes gankomi too, so, you know, 2 for the win. And I'll have you remember that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra, na ye bebre. Taste of Spice, great Ghanaian spices. It's a beautiful spice brand, nicely packaged. You will love it. You need it. So please do find it. And Indomie, it tastes great, and definitely not the, you know, least of the whole list. BVS Butchery. They've got all the proteins you can imagine. There's seafood, there's beef, there's lamb. Look, anything you can dream of that's protein, they have it. I kid you not. And it's a farm-to-table Ghanaian brand. They have vegetables and fruits as well. So please patronize them. Get some organicness in your kitchen, if that's a word. And just, you know, take in all the goodness. All right, it's time to eat.
Yay!
It's time to eat. Okay, so where do we begin?
It's looking good.
Okay, so our gankomi, and I'm sure you saw how we, you know, it's a labor of love when it comes to,
Yes.
you know, to coming.
Definitely.
2?
Definitely.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's fine.
All right. So you've got
So
the
yeah. So earlier was we were talking about the different types
Yes.
of gan cake that
Yes, we
there
were.
is.
trying to make sure I'm
So
getting okay. So this is definitely
aside the popular one that we all know about, there's another type that is called the bamikomi, which is basically the same gan cake, but it is wrapped in plantain leaf. Okay, so that gives it a different taste and even a different appearance. And it's very similar to the Fanti Kenkey.
Yes, it is.
Very similar,
Yes,
so.
it is. Yes, it is. In fact, maybe we should do an episode where we actually investigate the difference.
Yes, yes. I mean, I have had the privilege of interacting with some of my old aunties, you know. Sometimes when we meet at funerals and weddings.
You have fancy blood as well.
Well,
Yeah? A little.
a little.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
But much more gun.
More gan.
Hefty. Hefty on the gun side.
Yeah, and I've been exposed to some really interesting, you know, recipes. There's this type that I was introduced to, where they stuff protein inside the kenkey.
I've seen that.
Yes.
I've seen that. You know.
Yes.
So you know what? We need to come back and do that because I saw it very
Yes.
long time ago.
Yes.
I must have been maybe 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the memory is very vague, but I've seen that. And I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen it again, or maybe not consciously
Yeah.
again since then. Yeah, yeah. All right, so Quayba, let's talk about you.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we mentioned, I've been saying this, you're a songstress and yada, 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 you know, and we spoke a little bit about what this journey has been
Yeah.
like. But what
Yes.
kind of music do you write
Okay.
and sing, perform?
So when it comes to songwriting, I write all types of music.
Okay.
I can write from soul to R&B to high life to even reggae, you know.
How did you learn
And then
how to
jazz.
write music?
Okay,
Is this
so
something you ever studied or you ever actively
yes.
learned?
So there's a bit of a interesting story there. So when I was very young, about 4 years old, I was that's when I first started writing music.
Okay.
So I wrote this song. It's a bit of an interesting story. I wrote this song at 4 years old. I taught my sisters. And then many weeks later, I heard something similar on the radio.
Wow.
So in my mind, I didn't understand what happened then. But then I began to appreciate something that, you know, happens within the creative space, is that ideas actually travel through people.
Of course.
So I was a bit demoralized.
Creativity is very spiritual. It's
Very. So
yeah.
I was demoralized.
Once it's in the universe.
Yes, I was demoralized, but at the same time too, I felt like then there's some kind of greatness in me that I need to
remember
pursue.
feeling this at 4?
Yes, at 4, very vividly, very vividly. So I left it for some time and I returned to it at 10 years old. And I told myself that I wanted to be the greatest songwriter, you know, that has ever come out of Africa, if possible.
Amazing.
And so every day of my life since 10 years old, I have written at least a song. So I trained to be a songwriter. Yes, so as I was saying, I went through training. And in the beginning, I hated what I was writing, you know, but I did not
because
stop
you could
there.
see where you could go.
Yes, I was seeing my potential because of the influences that I you know, the people that I was looking up to, some of the great songwriters, and I was like,
So
yeah.
I have 2 questions here. First of all, who are the people you were looking up to?
Okay.
And secondly, what did your parents think or make of all this? You know, were they there? Did they have opinions about it? Were they influential in it?
So, as all Ghanaian parents,
I just have some.
yeah, pour some of that for you.
Thank you. So we got some medan here.
This medan,
It's
right?
not asana. It's, medan.
medan. Yes, another maize
Similar, but
product.
yes, it is.
So, as all Ghanaian parents, they are very jittery when it comes to the creative space. But my father actually encouraged creativity.
Was cooking. What a wow.
Quayba, this is my neighbor.
Okay.
Wow.
He knows how to walk because, hey.
Yes.
That is what he does.
Wow.
Wow. I can see variety of Kenkey.
There is. But you
Eh.
don't eat maize, do you?
Oh yeah, but you can do combination, nashing. You know that one?
Hey,
Fried
brother.
cake. Anyway, can I pass on way, or I should go around
We
this
didn't
way?
make space for you.
Don't worry. I'm a very good
Maneuver.
maneuverer.
John maneuver.
Yes, maneuver.
But you know, one thing we haven't mentioned is that we also have a bar here. I mean, made with gari, which is also
yeah,
a
don't
nice
worry. In fact,
variation.
even the protein alone
But
is
that
enough.
wasn't for you.
Oh really?
No.
Then I'm going to, you know, jam on it because hey, I can see kakadisco, kakadiama. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Can I use my thank you?
You
Yeah.
have some special powers.
That's what's
I got
called-
something here,
Or some,
but
or some
today
food detector or something. Because
no, I use Google helps me a lot. I have tagged there.
you need to put me on that Google because
Yes,
I'm
I have
a
tagged
Ghana
there.
expert.
I have tagged there some Waro Fio, Kenan Fio. Hello.
Ochemilu.
Thank you. Yes,
That's a good one.
pass it on. Thank
But
you.
as usual, he has interrupted my conversation. Quayba, back to you. So your father encouraged creativity.
Yeah, he did. Because he's actually, you know, at the core of his person, a creative himself. So as early as I can remember, he provided all the tools necessary. So if it's drawing, if it's writing, he gave me books. He introduced me to authors, you know, whenever there were talk shows, things that, you know, involved some kind of literature or, you know, he'll put me on. So I developed that love based upon that, you know, starting point. But I think like all parents, he had, you know, he didn't really think I would pursue it as a career.
I thought he was just giving you extracurricular activities.
Exactly, so that I could
Expressing,
while away
developing
my
the
time.
different sides of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember that, you know, I was also good in school.
We know. We know.
So there was always this tension, you know, when I started pursuing the creative, you know, passions. And he always gave me ultimatums that if you're going to do this thing, you have to finish university. So I did. If you're going to do this
Where
thing.
did you study in university?
Biological science.
There you go. So, I mean, you studied biological. Why didn't you study music? Because even after that, then you did want to do a master's.
Yeah.
You did international relations.
Yeah.
You did business at some point. Like,
Yes. I believe you can understand, you know, the difficulty that is involved in, you know, dealing with Ghanaian parents. I have to say this though, that as much as I pursued the academic, you know, as opposed to the creativity, the creative aspects, the academic parts that I pursued were also passions of mine. I have to make that
very important,
very
too.
clear.
Yeah.
They were important passions of mine, but the challenge was the timing. When is the right time to pursue what? So I felt that, okay, in order to make my people happy and also make myself happy, because remember, it's something that I wanted to pursue. I made sure that I scheduled everything.
But you know, let me cut in this way. The international relations is good for you as an artist. You know that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. So
Yeah. Because some managers don't know their relationship with, you know, so that's good. Your parents helped you. Yeah, a lot.
So yeah, I mean, for me, I always saw the benefits of the academic space to my creative space.
Okay.
So-
Now that's an important point,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of creatives think you need to be either or.
Yes,
You're either extremely
That's the thing.
creative or
That's
you're
the
either
thing.
extremely academic.
yes.
So I want to find out from you, how have you applied those things in your artistry?
Okay.
Because you look at you and you're a through and through artist. You know, I have seen you sit down and write music. I have sat with you in the studio, seen your creative process, watched how you record. Look, it's for viewers, you don't understand how magical it is to be in the studio with Quayba.
Wow.
There are times when she's written a song there and then, and these are like 3 verses with complete with bridges and hooks and everything. Then she records in one take with a live band. Who does that?
She's talented.
Very talented. So how have you applied some of those things in your artistry?
Okay, so one thing that I could say is that I've learned the art of discipline and structure, you know, because the creative space is very fluid, very experimental, very, you know, free flow. But, you know, in the academic space, or let's say the corporate space, or in the more structured environments, you learn things like management, you know, things like administration, things like branding,
Yeah.
marketing,
Budgeting. Yeah.
yeah, you know, financial management, investment, you know. So the little I can say is that as a creative, never think that your creative abilities or creative passions should keep you away from pursuing things that would add value, because it's about value, you know, and basically making whatever you have more appealing, you know, and give some kind of longevity to it beyond just a creative thing that you do.
That's extremely beautiful, and thank you for saying that. I just have one other question to ask you.
Okay.
Recently, you said that you were going on a bit of a hiatus from
Yeah.
your art,
Yeah.
and I mean, I know you, and I've seen the different colors of you. I think I've been one of the people who's always on your case, like, when is the next one? When are you doing the album? Or, you know,
Yeah.
and so I'll do it. Well, I'll get there. And so I saw that you said, look, I'm taking a hiatus from music for a while. I need a break.
Yeah.
And straight away, what came to me was, okay, Quayba wants to find her voice again. And I think that's such a difficult decision for an artist to make, to acknowledge that there's a lot happening in my space. There are a lot of expectations on creatives, generally speaking. And I am taking a step away from my work to find myself again so I can be the best for you. What brought you to that point?
Okay, so as performers or entertainers, you are expected to always have this poker face. Picture perfect, always entertaining people, making people happy. But they forget that behind all of that, you are a human being. And as I have grown in my artistry, I have learned the importance of mental health as artists, as creatives. Because, I mean, I'll give this example. There was this comedian called, is it Rob Thomas or something? He made people laugh for years. But behind all of that, he was a severely depressed person because he could not, you know, I felt like maybe the pressure of having to always, you know, keep pushing out content, doing this, being here, being that, and not taking time to really address your humanity can be dangerous in you know, eventually. So for me, I decided to give myself space to be human.
I love that.
And discover another side of my potential, you know, because sometimes out of ashes you can create something beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I believe that necessity also is the mother of invention. So as it was a necessary process for me, who knows what will come out of it. Yeah.
I'm sure something beautiful is going to come
Yes,
out of it. Something,
yes.
something revolutionary.
Yes.
Knowing you. Okay, so we're wrapping this up. Sister John, you just been eating.
No, I'm listening to
Oh,
her.
young man.
I've been
Song. Please, what's your verdict?
No, she's talented in cooking, in singing, in managing, in international range, everything.
Yeah, everything.
So to add to the score, Ofife.
I love it. So that's a Nucci.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nucci.
Excelente.
Excelente.
Ah, okay.
Can
We
I
got
say
it.
something very
Yes,
quickly?
of course.
In appreciation of creatives, I want to thank the amazing designer who put this together for me. She's called Kiara Afrik. Check her out. She's amazing. She's a woman creative like me. So Kiara Afrik. Yes.
Kiara
Yes.
Afrik.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sing small.
How
No,
small?
you don't know. Just
Hey, with a pepper.
so drink what you need to drink.
You let me
Take a gulp.
push it down with that meda.
Take a gulp. Breathe in. Relax. Find your center.
Okay, so I'm gonna sing one of my songs. It's called Compromise. So, okay. Pardon me, baby, yeah, if I try. Just way too hard just to be by your side. I'm not too clingy, no, I'm not insecure. I'm just another girl that's falling for you. You do not even want to compromise and keep these sweet tears falling from my eyes. Sorry, baby, I just crazy for you, baby. Why don't you just wanna, baby, compromise? Ooh. Compromise, 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 compromise. Ooh. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Yeah.
Look, the way you handle your instrument. Like, you know, Quayba is one of those people, when she's singing, you recognize that she knows her voice is an instrument and she knows how to use it, and I think you've demonstrated that beautifully.
Thank you.
And thank you for cooking.
Thank you so much. And you are such an inspiration. I mean, I've seen this woman right from the beginning, and I'm just in awe of your greatness, really. You are such an inspiration, and just continue being an inspiration to more women like me, and just do your thing because you're fantastic at it. Yes.
Thank you. So on that very emotional note, thank you for watching What's Cooking. Once again, this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra, na ye, bebre. BVS Butchery. They have it all. Find them and you will not regret it. I can promise you that. Taste of Spice, a beautiful Ghanaian spice brand. They're doing the most, and you need to have them on your shelves at home, in your offices. I mean, wherever you have spices, you need to find them and use them. And then last but not the least, Indomie. Everybody knows Indomie because guess what? It tastes great. My name is Apiorkor. We'll see you next time on What's Cooking.